And it looks like there's a little bit of trouble at Florida Atlantic University already for Lane Kiffin. Now, Lane Kiffin, of course, he's currently both the offensive coordinator at Alabama and the head coach at FAU. Now, he just said on Wednesday he had a statement that former Florida State and current, or about to be, future, I should say, Florida Atlantic quarterback De'Andre Johnson wasn't recruited by Kiffin. That was all the previous staff. That wasn't him. Quote, I wouldn't know him if he walked in the room. It was something the president, athletic director, and the previous staff had done a ton of research. They had connections at the junior college he was at. They brought him in, spent 48 hours around him, and they did a ton of research. They had already sent him his papers. There was something that was totally in place and already done before I even got there, end quote. So now, let's not look too much into it like he's saying he doesn't want him, he doesn't care about him. He's obviously just trying to kill down the media with, I understand his past, but that wasn't me who brought him in. Now, of course, Johnson, in case you don't know, he was dismissed by Florida State back in 2015 after punching a woman in a bar. He spent the last season at a junior college in Mississippi, which if you watch that Netflix series, the popular Netflix series, that's the school, East Mississippi College. And the legal case was resolved by reaching a plea deal that includes 6 months of probation. Now, during his time at East Mississippi Community College, he scored 31 touchdowns. Pretty good season. He's going to enroll early. He'll have 3 years of eligibility starting in January. And the school announced in its original statement 2 weeks ago that Johnson would work with mentors of a violence prevention program and FAU Student Affairs to develop an educational programming for our campus community, end quote. Now, it's okay. It's cool. He's trying to get some help, I guess, at the same time. It's kind of weird that he hasn't made an actual statement. They've had the university make a statement for him. I look at that. I'm on the side of that seems a little bit immature. Again, it could be the school's PR that's just saying, we don't want you saying a word. At the same time, I would like him to say what he's learned and what he actually plans on taking upon that role, other than some just PR statement that we're going to get from the university. But that's just me. Now, he's going to work very closely with a coach that was in a very terrible situation. And I'm not going to go too much into this because we've talked about Baylor so much throughout the year on the show. He's going to work with, obviously, the new offensive coordinator, Kendall Briles. He held the same position at Baylor, of course. Art Briles, his father, was fired in May in response to a review of handling of sexual assault allegations made against students, including several football players. Kiffin had this to say, quote, I think the Kendall situation, I don't think because you're on the staff, there's an issue going on that no one said you're directly involved in the issue that it should follow you. I think that's a different situation. Okay, well, you hired him. You brought him in. You're going to have to deal with this for at least the first year. Kendall Briles, obviously, he'll make a statement here shortly, soon on all of this. I don't think there's too much trouble at FAU, but it's definitely a murky situation for Lane Kiffin to step in when you're bringing a quarterback who did assault a woman, which I believe it's second chances, of course, but there's video of it. It happened to him. You're bringing him in, and then you bring in an offensive coordinator who, yes, is an offensive genius, but there is certain situations that happen at Baylor that he is going to be connected to for all of his career, no matter what. Just like the Paterno name is always going to be connected to the Penn State case, Briles' name is always going to be connected to the Baylor case, no matter what. It's just, when you're starting a new head coach, especially with Lane Kiffin's past, it's very strange to see him bring in some, obviously, again, he didn't have control of the Johnson situation. You're walking into something that is already a little bit tough, and you're making it tougher on yourself as a head coach now, and trying to show that you're a different head coach, that you're ready, you're more mature, blah, blah, blah. It's just a lot different now and a lot tougher when you add this into the whole case. So we'll see. Hopefully everything goes all right at Florida Atlantic, but it's definitely a tougher path for Lane Kiffin.